So I just got back from seeing Wreck-It Ralph, and I have to say that it was kind of what I expected, but then again, it wasn't what I expected. And the reason I say that is because, well, I'll try not to get into spoilers here, but forgive me if I do. The the way it starts out, it's pretty much what everyone's seen in the trailers. Ralph is just just doesn't like the way he's being treated. He doesn't want to be the bad guy, of course. And during the first half of the movie, it sticks with that, and I think it does pretty good with it. But then it gets into Sarah Silverman's character world, the Sugar Rush, I think is what it was called. And there it goes a little bit downhill. And the reason I say that is because, well, Ralph pretty much becomes a supporting character at that point. At that point, it's mainly about Vanellope, I think. I think that was her name. And just what she wants to do. And I admit that when they do go through those parts in that, they do it pretty well. But I honestly just don't like Vanellope that much. I mean, I love Sarah Silverman, but, well, of course, if someone's playing a kid character like this, they're going to be real annoying. They won't shut up, and this and that you always expect in a little kid character. So I was pretty much expected for that. But I just wish they stuck more with Ralph during that part. I mean, I understand if they want to focus some on Vanellope, but don't take it all away from Ralph, if you get what I mean. And, well, that's pretty much the main problem I had with the movie, that Ralph just becomes a supporting character in the second half. But I don't mind it that much. Overall, I say it was a pretty good movie, and it's fun to just look in the background and just see what characters are there and what's happening, and if anyone, well, I know what all the games are that they're referencing, so that made it even more fun for me. So I'm sure it makes it fun for a lot of people. And I feel like I should kind of compare it to, like, in that sense, to Scott Pilgrim versus the World, because I hear that did the same thing, but I never saw Scott Pilgrim, so I don't know what to say about it. Just thought I'd bring it up. And okay, well, Felix, the hero of the game, I guess, is done pretty well, and I like the way he interacts with Jane Lynch's Sergeant character, but I won't get too into that. Um, and all right, this isn't really a spoiler, I guess. This is, well, since this is just the credits, but you know how Pixar in the past has done those kind of blooper reel credits that have the characters in the movie just um, making bloopers. Well, this one doesn't have that, but it has something just as good, at least to me. Like what people expected when they heard of Wreck-It Ralph, I guess, was, well, Ralph interacting with a lot of game characters and a lot of games in general. But in the movie, he only interacts with like three games, and he does interact with a lot of video game characters, but a lot of people, myself included, thought he would interact with more. But anyway, at the credits, what it is instead of a something like a blooper reel is pretty much Ralph, Vanellope, and Felix crossing over into other games and just kind of going along with them. Like at one point, they cross over into Street Fighter, um, cross over into something that looks like the original Donkey Kong arcade game, even though that's kind of what Wreck-It Ralph, well, Fix It Felix Jr. is kind of like in first place. Um, they do a. It kind of looks like it's from Doom, just the way it looks, but not too sure. Could be Wolfenstein, could be Duke Nukem. I don't know. But man, I can't remember what else they kind of cross over into. But anyway, the credits I say were a lot of fun, and I wish that they could have gone on longer, and I wish the movie could have been a little bit more like that. And well, a lot of the jokes in here are pretty funny. The only jokes I don't like that much come from a character called King Candy, and I can't really say why. I guess it's just because he's bad with the jokes, but the jokes with everyone else are pretty fun. And especially with Jane Lynch's character, the way they just kind of, I guess, alright, because you know how, okay, I hate to say it like this, but you know how a lot of today's action movies that star, a strong independent woman are? They obviously make the sergeant like that, but they kind of poke fun at it. Not like in a way that they're making fun of her, but in a way they just make fun of that type of character in general. And that part I actually really laughed at when they pointed out. And like I said before, her and Felix interact pretty well. Um, well, there's not really much else I could say about it that I'm sure other people haven't said already and things I haven't said already. But overall, a really good movie. Well, scratch that. I guess you could just say it's a good movie, and it's one I recommend. But if there's anything better out there, then I guess you could skip Wreck It Ralph for that day, that week, that month, whatever, and just go back next time. But anyway, have a nice day, everyone.